Hello, Culture Matters podcast. We are back with another 30 days of thought. 30 days of thought, page 83. Culture creates matter. Culture creates matter. Culture matters. Here it is. So, we're going through 30 days of thought because 30 days of thought will shape us to think for ourselves, to problem solve, to have more self awareness, to have more clarity of what we think, which helps with strategy, leadership, facilitating group gatherings, and so much more. I've been going through 30 days of thought after all these years, having written it back in 2019 once again. And not only is it helping me clarify old thoughts and test myself on what I actually think today. What are the assumptions that are driving my actions? How clear am I on my goals? How those goals are positively or negatively impacting our organization and in turn others? How are my am I are my how aligned are my actions within my thoughts and my words? And that's part of what 30 Days of Thought does for me, and I think can do for you too, by reading a thought every day, by writing your thoughts in the book, filming a video just like I am right now, not letting outside forces disjoint my actions, my words, and my thoughts in the sense that I made a commitment to myself, to others, to you, to go through this process. Thought it, I said it, I've got to do it and have that accountability from the environment. Test my character, test my word, test my thoughts, test my actions, test my culture as a consequence of my character, where there is more than me, there's a culture. It's not just me, it's you and me. It's me and those that we work with. It's a community. It's a group. It's not just me. So how congruent my actions are with my aims, that I even have aims, is important. Where am I going? Where are we going? What are we doing? Why are we doing it? How can we get there together? Thinking isn't easy. Judging is judging is easy. I think that was, I don't know, a couple people have said that. You, Aristotle. Thinking is hard, so we judge easily, something like that. So today we're talking about culture creates matter. Just my preface, this idea of thoughts and words, actions and alignment or congruence, psychology. So here's 30 Days of Thought, page 83. Culture creates matter. And I'll share you some of my notes from when I read this before filming this video. I wrote new thoughts on these thoughts, and I'll share those with you as well. The premise of culture matters is weighed on Newton himself. The physical laws we have come to understand are the framework to the belief that culture does matter. It was, in fact, Einstein who said that energy and matter is the same thing, but in different form. The reality of our nature itself may be open for subjective discussion, but our objective view is that between Newton and Einstein, physics and science, culture does, in fact, create matter. The subjective equals the objective, which is the imagistic to materialistic. We all share that the miniature satellites each of us has been bestowed upon by our maker himself. This ability for the influencer to believe, then see in the mind, the ability to help others see, to believe, shows us culture matters. It is belief in the imagined, the invisible, and non physical that causes the marriage of thoughts, and action to determine any outcome. These outcomes are the visible and physical manifestations of energy, thoughts, figurative in nature. The reality we all share is this dimensional place consisting of matter or physical form. In our metaphorical ecosystem of shared belief, culture creates matter. Believe it in your mind and hold it in your hand. For what we believe, physics says we will achieve. This is really about action. It's about, I'm using some metaphors and some analogy to these bigger sciences, but really it's just to help grasp the idea that culture matters. Culture is the physics of business in the sense that it's real or there are consequences for not having it. So, for example, what is it? That feeling, like when it isn't there, the feeling isn't there, culture isn't there. It's just you can feel it. It's easier to feel than even speak it, describe it. But what is that it? Well, the answer is we feel it, right? What's the it? People disengaged. People, the people lose the belief in the belief. You what are we doing? Why are we doing it? How are we getting there? I mean, before we get to how, which includes includes cooperations, so we can compete with others on their how. We have to know what we're doing. Like there's a bigger what than the individual what's of the job description. What are we doing? It's like, what are we doing with the Culture Matters podcast? We're uncovering people's genius on a sub goal. Like, what are we actually doing with the show? Well, there's why are we doing the show? What are we doing? Why are we doing it? Well, what we're doing is interviewing people. What we're doing is to reveal their culture, their character, but their culture, the stories that make up their life, the insights and the wisdom, the experiences that they have, the ways by which they go about their businesses, their lives, their experience. And simultaneously, a culture is manifesting itself in the fact that people are coming on the show and coming back to the show, and you're building a relationship with them. If you're listening to the show, coming back, you're building a relationship with me, interacting with components of who I am and who I'm becoming and what I'm becoming as an advisor and the founder of Culture Matters as an avatar of an idea that it matters and in my own hero's journey and as a founder and owner of a business entity, a consulting advisory consulting firm, working with companies to help them perform and profit and do it through and with purpose. Like, what is the show? It's a revealing of our beliefs. It's a revealing of the theory of culture. It's a melting pot of people and a network, a community of people. And so now it's to, now it's becoming more clear. Okay, what maybe we can get behind that. What are we doing? Why are we doing? Why are we doing? Well, to exemplify culture, to build relationships, to learn, to teach, to like these 30 days of thought videos is me sharing myself and my journey as the founder of Culture Matters with you and building a relationship with you. It's you and me against the world. You're equipping yourself with information to pretend to influence others around who you are and who you could be, what you can accomplish, how you can accomplish it, and help others along the way. We're building a relationship. And maybe you join me on an interview where I'm listening, asking questions, and representing preparedness on a spectrum, and leaning into others, attempting to uncover their genius, learn with you from them, representing executive management skills. So that was a long tangent. But hopefully an example that helps. What is it? We feel it when it isn't there, when culture isn't there. People disengage. People lose belief in the institution, belief and in turn, if disengage, will lose trust, because trust is signified through action and observation. Responsibility is modeled in behavior. Accountability given in speech, taken in action. I quit, you're fired. It's as consequence. We're accountable. We feel more accountable when there's absence of responsibility. When the culture isn't there, we feel it. We all feel it. People quit or they are asked to leave. And that's the thing. It's an inevitability that people will quit. People will be asked to leave in a business setting because, well, first of all, everyone is bringing their life, their personal lives, drop my pen, their personal lives to business. And their lives don't have to, as Heraclitus said, like change is the only constant. I don't know if he actually said that. He said, man never steps in the same river. It's not the same mass, not the same river, something like that. The only, yeah, change is a guarantee. Change, change, change. So it's people's lives change, the seasonality of lives. The question is, are we adding to that, forcing it, compelling it by not having the best, or let's say the most constructive, aligned, value creating, valuable culture? So culture matters because, and of course, in this excerpt, like this one sentence, it's really abstract. The subjective equals the objective, which is the imagistic to the materialist. So I drew this. The imagistic is like the idea, and the materialist is the action. So, if I'm bought into the idea, I believe it in my head. I'm in agreement, and my actions are congruent with my head agreement. Maybe I've even given my word, I'm going to get it done, or my word is represented in my job description. The description of my job infers certain actions will occur. And of course, no matter what our job description is, there's this gray area around it where we're scraping the boundaries of our competence and our confidence and the confidence the organization has in us to go beyond our description or what describes the actions that everyone's agreed that we should be able to perform. So this imagistic materialistic is like idea to action. The idea and the alignment between the idea and the action, the integration, it's like, oh, straight line integrated leads to individual integration of, hey, yeah, I'm going to get it done. That's implied with the job. Now I'm going to do it, which is character. Character's on the line. To do something, that means I can't do something else. So I've got to be able to live up to that commitment. My word, that's good. And if we have the right ideas, we're doing the right things in the right way, we're going to get the right results. So alignment of idea, the imagistic to the material is we get results. Results are a consequence of actions which have a relation with ideas. We have to work, which is a sacrificial activity. I'm not doing this, so I can do this. And in that, based on how competent we are at what we're doing, we know how to do it, it'll get done. There'll be results. And for every successful accomplished action, there's a result that would have a return greater than the cost of the action in theory. That's how you get profit. Ideals accumulate, they grow, and actions, process of idea to communicating, synthesizing through group, the idea grows, morphs, becomes a more clear picture of reality or what the solution is. Value is manifest, it's bubbling up, and the actions are taken. It's a sacrifice of time and space and people. Values are taken, and it's executed on a spectrum of efficiency, effectiveness, and there's a result. The result should produce more energy than it was originally invested. So there's more energy than there was before because of everyone coming together. And the picture of reality is not fully clear to everyone. The more there's a relationship with the yeah, what does alignment actually mean? It's like we all think we know the truth. Like the percentage of truth that we think we know in relation to one another is closer. It's like we're closer in our agreement of what the truth is at that given time. And we naturally come away from what the agreement of what the truth is, and come closer and come away and come closer. It's like ever evolving, and how it comes away and comes closer, it doesn't break. It has to do with the trust and the mutual respect of the people among one another, and what that takes. Certain variables like engaged leadership and clear thinking, clear communication, but even clear, nothing's finite. It's clearer. It's on spectrums. It's like not perfectly clear. It's just clearer and a wave of clarity. This is about thoughts and actions, and if you look under, so okay, idea, action, result. All right, before we get to the how, we get to the why and what, but the why drives the what. And so thoughts and actions and interactions. So we believe, belief and trust have a relationship because you can believe in something without yet knowing it to be true. Like the truth will be revealed in the actions and the interactions. That's an example. Like you could listen to this and believe certain things about me based on what I believe about me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that what I believe about me is as accurate as I think it is. So judge me when you meet me and see how I act and interact and relate. You get a clearer picture of who I am, even maybe beyond even who I think I am. That's the conversation of self-awareness, to be able to analyze who one is at a higher accuracy. But theoretically, we can't assess who we are at the highest accuracy. That's who we need, our enemies and others, to assess us in our contradictions. But companies have contradictions and create contradictions. Success creates contradictions. Open, closed, yin yang, all that shit. So we believe, we trust, we act, we construct the vision. And in that construction, in relation to deconstruction, in that iterative process, in that interactive process, value is created. But meaning is created too on an individual level. Value is created. What is value? What is value? Something to do with the world that we're relating to ourselves through and to, and how our values shape and brush up against that world. Why the hell does any of this matter? If we want to have more performance, production, profit, purpose, that's why I think it matters. So keep following along 30 Days of Thought. Come to your own conclusions. Challenge mind. Right to think. Read to think. Write to develop. Listen, hear, as unsaid. Speak, let go. We'll see you next time on the Culture Matters Podcast. Please leave us a review on the Culture Matters Podcast. Pick up your book, 30 Days. of thought, and I will see you next time.